It's the first day in Norway. We had a really bumpy ride yesterday. We took off from Budapest, we reached Oslo, and then our flight was delayed for an hour and then for 2 hours. And then we got on a plane, stood there for another hour, and when the pilot said, okay, we're ready to go, a big storm rised here in Harstad in north, and we had to wait for another hour inside the plane for all the bad weather to calm down. But right now we are in Harstad. Last night when we arrived around 1 o'clock in the morning, the weather was pretty bad. It was snowing really bad, but now the sky is pretty clear. Before we go from here, I think we had to stop just to shoot over there into the storm. I think it's a really contrasting and really beautiful picture where you have that piece of land covered in snow entering the water, having the really dark background, the really contrasty background, and that red house over there, which is characteristic to this place. I think whenever you go and travel, you should capture the landscape in a way that speaks about that place, about that country, about that area. It's really interesting to see these mountains that are kind of fading away into the fog. It's almost like I'm looking at ghosts, and that particular thing that you cannot actually see the entire shape or the entire mountain, but you see that it's really huge, it's really big, it's really impressive behind some hills. Made another stop, and the weather is keep telling us that this is Lofoten Islands and the weather is really nasty. There are areas where it's clear, like you see over here, and areas where it's really dense fog. So whenever we see a place like this, we have to stop and try to do the maximum if you want. The good thing is that for me this is normal weather for this period of the year, so nothing bad here. So I saw this house. This is these type of houses you see a lot in these areas, and I want to capture it together with the sea. As I told you, the weather has gotten worse over here. I managed to find a composition, something like this, where I have this house to my right and I have a diagonal going up. Woo! Some powerful wind, so yeah, it is what it is. You can't change this. It's amazing how the weather changed in just a few minutes. When I got out of the car, the atmosphere was clear and there was no snow, but in just 5 minutes, as you can see around me, it snows heavily. The visibility dropped and I just have to go back to the car. This trip to the Lofoten Islands, it's gonna be a true adventure if it's gonna be like this. We stopped over here to capture the waves splashing into these rocks and having that beautiful mountain in the background. I think that I'll have to experiment a little bit with the shutter speed to freeze the motion of the water when it's splashing, but it's absolutely great. I think it looks fantastic over here. We reached a place from where I want to photograph the sunset, and it's those mountains over there, and then I don't know if you can see, there are some mountains right over there. But when we get in the position, you'll understand what I'm saying. So let's go and photograph until the light is gone. We were lucky because we managed to take some shots. I also did a long exposure of an island that right now it's not visible, and as you saw through the entire vlog, the weather changes extremely fast here in the Lofoten Islands. I mean, you get to a place, it's sunny, it's clear, and this is what happened in, I don't know if 15 minutes have passed. So we'll get to the hostel right now, and we'll wait because we're pretty sure that the weather will change again. So for now, I'll take my camera with me and go somewhere where it's warm. We are back 15 minutes later, just 15 minutes later, we are back in the same location. As you can see, the light is absolutely great. It looks interesting, it looks beautiful, but the weather is completely different from what you saw previously. So as I told you, in this area, I mean, I'm completely blown away by how quickly the weather can change. And now everything is back to normal according to the Lofoten Islands. I mean, this has got to be the most quickly changing weather I ever saw. We are going back to the hostel and we're eating something, waiting to see if the sunset is gonna happen or not. My kind of weather. Again, it's proven that bad weather makes good photos, and those are the moments when you create something interesting. Those moments when the clouds make way for the sun and you get a spot of light on the mountains or on a small island. This is our room, pretty small but warm, and this is the view that we have, which is absolutely beautiful. But when you're staying in Lofoten Islands, I think wherever you look is beautiful. So whatever view your room has, that view is beautiful. Stay in bed like this and look at the window and enjoy the view. So I guess this is it for today, and don't forget that you can support me by buying one of my editing courses. The link is in the description of this video. You can also subscribe to this YouTube channel, and until next time, keep on photographing because it's the only way to get better. Bye bye.
Dai să mă ce să ridică de să-mi la video ăsta.